welcome everyone to Global Markets Radio Daily Recap. I'm your host, Andrew Spanton. Wednesday, July the 25th, 2012, 4 p.m. Eastern. Same bad time, same bad channel. You're looking at a 4-hour chart of the S&P 500, and, they tried to rally this market, really failing here at the 20 exponential moving average. I'm going to show you the daily in a second. You'll see why that spot is really big. And, it just seems like we lost the momentum. We broke this nice little uptrend channel line I just drew here. You can even draw another channel line. This is a 4-hour, 40-day chart. Broke it here. And to me, unless this S&P can really get above 1352, 51, it is a dead short. And part of the rationale is the fact that if the market is believing Bernanke's going to deliver, well, will he deliver if the S&P is trading at 1,400? Remember, central bankers look at the stock market. I think the market needs to send him a message, and that's drill, baby, drill. So, in my opinion, I'm looking at this. S&P chart. It just looks terrible. And again, no real great news today. Yes, you had the Nowotny, former ECB member, I believe, talking about the banks applying for the ECB applying for ESM for a banking license. Okay, lovely. Yes, it would be good, but when did Germany agree to that? It's all about Heinz, Svein, Merkel. And I don't see Merkel anytime soon agreeing to that. And you're looking at this daily chart on the S&P. Let me get rid of these lines. And you see here we really need to, we couldn't take out the open of yesterday and this whole previous day high. And yes, you do your Fibonacci retracement from the high to the low. And you see here we could even get up to 1360 on the S&P, and it would still be a short. So again, we were down 3 days. Apple, I think, got people really sucked in short. I just think that this is going to give way. I really believe this 1325 is going to be retested. And, you think it's good news out there. We got Draghi coming up tonight. I don't know that you get any good news. And, of course, the Apple. Disaster. And I think Apple's going much lower, and that should pull the markets down. So one-day reprieve. But obviously, 3 days down nicely. Could we easily bounce? Of course. Texas three-step, right? But, again, we've seen the markets go down a lot more than we went down. Only, 55 handles. And time again, you continue to see companies beating estimates, but not doing so great on the revenue side. It's not necessarily coming from sales. And again, this S&P just looks like it's rolling over. And again, we go zoom out, and again, you see where we are. We are so due for a flash crash, and we're in the zone, baby. We are in the zone, meaning we're in the months where it could happen. Look, this was the end of July last year. Well, it's pretty much been playing out just like last year, hasn't it? Pretty much. Selling may go away, rally in June, July, choppy, and then boom. So it just feels like something is coming. Maybe it's Syria. Maybe it's the use of chemical weapons. Maybe. But in my opinion, something's coming. Not good. Black swan. Oh, baby. And today's bounce should have been bigger. It was more in the Australian. Ridiculous reversal. Their CPI coming out pretty much a little bit weaker. So that was a little bit surprising. I think part of the reason, again, the Euro rally too, German bond auction, which you could have predicted, was tremendous, very good. But certainly with the Australian number, it broke through 102s, looking very good, and then no soup for us. Dollar index came in nicely. Again, it's still in an uptrend channel. As long as it doesn't break through 83, still bullish. And again, the fact that we broke out, nothing's really changed. I think you buy the pullback if we get one tonight, and I think we get a nice reversal, and you might walk in. Listen, if Draghi doesn't talk and deliver anything, Euro's going to give up any gains it has. And the euro does look good. Listen, closing above previous day highs, but closing above 121.50, which is pretty impressive. The world is short. You know, could we get a rally? It's 122.20, up 75 pips, 60 pips. Why not? Absolutely. German IFO was terrible, 103.3. But, of course, the story of the day was London. Wow. GDP, negative 0.7%. You know, one of Jim O'Neill's pieces I was reading, and again, Euro Sterling had a monster day on the upside, and cable is pretty much down, unchanged. This Euro Sterling looks like it wants to go a little bit higher. I still think it's a dead short. I think you use this opportunity to get short. We could bounce all the way to 79.50. Why not? Monster resistance there. And this cable looks like death. Pound Swiss had a nice reversal. Thank you. Finally. Finally. I think this has a long way to go. I see 151 easy. And if Euro Sterling's in a rally, Dollar Swiss, the Swiss franc is where you want to be. Dollar Swiss came in nicely. But I'll tell you, some other Swiss francs. You saw the Pound Swiss. How about this one? A little toppy. And again, I think this Australian dollar is going back to par. I think the market's going to tank. I think we saw the Australian dollar almost getting at a Fibonacci level. It's about 103.40. I could see us trying to make a run there tonight. We got a New Zealand rate decision coming up. Oh, baby. Other numbers out of London were not so bad, obviously. We had industrial order expectations, -6 versus -11 on the estimates. Index of services up 0.5, but revision was weaker. All in all, you can't say the numbers today were very good. New home sales out of the U.S., disgusting, terrible. 350. Revision was higher. Existing home sales tomorrow, that's 90% of the market. That is a bigger number to look at. Absolutely. So that's your number. But in looking at this Aussie dollar, yes, outside candle. Does it absolutely look like it's probably going to pop? Yes. But I think this 103.50 level, it stalls. I do not think we go back here. The only way is if the S&Ps go back up to the highs. So this was a joke, in my opinion. New Zealand also did not take out previous day high. Certainly took out the lows. But it's broken. And I think no matter what happens today, I don't think the Bank of New Zealand, RBNZ, is going to cut rates. But no matter what happens, I think it's a sell on the news event. I think you fade the strength. Another one, though, Fibonacci. We might go higher. Gets that 79.50 zone. Oh, baby. Look out below. Dollar Canada. Nice big down day. Outside candle also took out the highs, took out the lows. Certainly would make you think that maybe we're going to go back down to this, bottom end range of the channel. Certainly could be. But again, with the stock market not going up, I still think that we're going to break this channel to the upside. Could we get down here? 99? Absolutely. But again, I just don't see how that's going to happen if the S&Ps aren't exploding back up to the highs. And I know I continue to say again, but I continue to believe that, we've seen this before with the Fed. You hear a rumor, okay, he dropped, Bernanke probably let that rumor come out. But the markets don't necessarily buy it, and they keep going down, forcing the Fed's hand. Crude inventories jumping 2.7 million barrels, big increase. So, to me, I think going into August, the market's going to try and force Bernanke's hand by plummeting and pillaging and selling off. Maybe a little flash crash. Why not? I'll tell you, look at this sterling dollar. It did come back. It is a doji, but this thing looks terrible. And again, that pound Swiss looks gorgeous as a short. Sterling yen also couldn't really rally. I think you still any strength. This dollar yen looks like it's rolling over. Listen, gold was up today nicely. Taking out 1,600. And again, if the Fed's going to do something, obviously gold's going to explode. I think there'll be a shorting opportunity of 1,700. We'll look at that in a second. But dollar yen, not so great. I'll tell you, this dollar yen looks to me, we could be talking 76.50. Easy. I think a lot of the Aussie yen, as much of a comeback as it was, I still think you sell the strength because at the end of the day, I think this market's going to be down. Unless there's some other news that comes out that's good, then things still do not look good. So the wedge, we're trying to hit the top end of the wedge. And what do we know about the wedge? Break it out to break it down. So I think this baby could fly. Gold looks very good. But now remember that channel line, if you've been a follower of mine, while when we were here it was 1,700. Now it's getting a little lower. So I can see this gold making a move to what, 1,680 now? I think you look to fade that move. Because there's just so much Bernanke can do. And remember, it's Wednesday. So while the S&P gave back a lot of gains, Australian dollar did not. Yeah, Dutch, it's flying. Thanks. And you look at crude. Made a nice little comeback. Even with inventories down big. I think, again, that's more geopolitical. Assad, players very nervous. Russia even talking about it. How he better not use those chemical weapons. Well, let me tell you something. If it's between dying and taking everyone with him, Assad's going to take everyone with him. He's not looking to die with a whimper. He's going to want to go out with a bang. Bang zoom. So looking at this crude, again, I think crude's going up. More geopolitical than anything else. Now, as far as numbers that are coming out tonight, remember, follow me on Facebook, Voice of Forex. Follow me on YouTube, Voice of Forex. But you must say this euro does look good. And when we look at the euro really across the board, I think there could be some nice opportunities. Again, euro Aussie, yes, it did reverse, but I still think you buy that. Euro sterling looks good, right? Euro Canada did reverse, but again, I think we might hold. Now, again, with these reversals and the euro, we get bad news again. Draghi doesn't deliver. Draghi speaking at 5:30 a.m. Eastern. If he doesn't deliver, you might get a euro meltdown. Back in business again. Just love how bearish everyone was on the euro. Everyone say, oh, it's going to go. I thought it was going to go too. Apple, S&P's trading at 13.25. It's a joke. To the rescue. To the rescue. But this spot here is huge. We take out 13.25. We go right to 13.10. In a New York minute. Bang. This looks like we're rolling over. That's the S&P 500 daily chart. Durable goods out of the United States tomorrow. I look for a terrible number. I'm nervous this dollar yen could really tank on that. This dollar yen just dribbling lower, but looks terrible. Can't rally. All the yens. And again, some of the other ones, Luna yen. Had a nice little pop, but I think you sell that pop. And I think this dollar Canada, maybe the deal had something to do with it. China, $15 billion deal. Maybe. As I said yesterday, I don't believe so. I think they priced it in. It's done. The day's move was it. Euro yen, maybe. Certainly 96 looks plausible. But with dollar yen looking so weak, this euro would really have to fly. And dollar yen would have to go nowhere. And then, of course, existing home sales. That's a big number. pending home sales, sorry. It's supposed to be an increase of 0.6. Remember, previous month was up 5.9%. So I could see a negative number. The market would not like that. Absolutely not. And that's it. So, again, follow me on Twitter, Voice of Forex. Follow me on Facebook, Voice of Forex. Sandy Weil, by the way, I forgot. I can't not talk about that. This mother mofoer. He's the reason for Glass-Steagall being repealed. He's the reason. And his answer was, at the time, it was the right thing to do. It worked. At the time. And he said 2008. Oh, so in the middle of the crisis, they were going to break up Citibank. Oh, okay. I mean, a joke. But back to this Aussie dollar again. If the S&P is going lower, this should be a tremendous trade. If we're going back down, we should be heading back down to 96. This thing is valued almost 800 pips. So I just think it's lost its momentum. We're rolling over. Yes, this was a short covering, in my opinion. Pretty much rally, risk on. Now we're back in business. But again, with this pound, I think you focus on the pound because this number was dramatic. And I think I love this pound Swiss trade. Sell any strength. But at the end of the day, euro sterling, I want to reverse that. Pound Kiwi also, big reversal. Looks terrible. You know, with London being so weak, I want no part of this for now. I think if the market really melts down, but let me tell you something. If the market explodes and we got risk back on and euro sterling rallies, oh, baby, this sucker might go down 900 pips. So we're certainly at a crossroads. At the end of the day, I don't think Bernanke's does squat. I think the markets explode and then reverse on pushing on a string. But Sandy Weil, I just think, what a joke. What a joke. Unbelievable. He's the one that caused it. He spent billions of dollars lobbying to get Glass-Steagall repealed. It's amazing. And handed off, just like Jack Welch did, handed it off right at the highs, pretty much. But, again, geopolitical risk out there. Draghi risk tonight. Maybe the euro rallies into it, and then look for a reversal on disappointment. And, again, I'm looking for the S&P to break 1325. But we take out 1345. Got to get the hell out. No choice, right? Sandy Weil. And they make such a big deal of it. Congressman, and I do find it incredible that, well, why wouldn't they think of this before? Why do they need Sandy Weil, the fox in the henhouse, to be the one to tell you? It's incredible. What a joke. But look at this S&P chart again. It just looks like we're rolling over. And again, 10, 20, 30 is starting to cross. We need to close above 1350 to really be like, all right, I'm wrong. We're going to bounce more. And maybe we triple top then. If we take out 1380, gone. Like the wind, to the moon. And we head up to my big level of that. Wait, where is it? 1390. Well, remember, as time goes on, it gets lower. 1395. We'll go right through there like a hot knife in butter. All right, everyone. Again, New Zealand on tap. I do not think they lower rates. I think they talk about the global situation getting worse, uncertainty, food prices, feed prices, the whole kitchen caboodle. Email me if you're interested in any one of my services, info@globalfxllc.com. Let me help you. Not today, though. Andrew Spanton, Global Markets Radio, the only voice you'll ever need who truly loves to make you money. Have a good night.